pretty somber day for me. Obviously, here when Chad came to the club, and I remember Ziggy coming to me and saying, "Hey, look, we should go out and try and get Chad Marshall from Columbus. I think I could work a deal, or we can work a deal." And obviously knew about Chad's qualities on the field, but you never, you pay more attention to the players in your organization maybe than players outside. And obviously had spent a lot of time watching Chad, but certainly didn't know or expect the impact he would have on our club. He overperformed in just about every category that we expected he would perform well in, whether that is his play on the ball, reading the game, tackling, blocking shots, his leadership in the locker room, his impact in the community, what he's meant. I've gotten already numerous texts and emails from people who say, "Hey, I ran into Chad at the movie theater or the grocery store or wherever," and just consummate professional, great guy, great role model, leader in our community. So again, that will be sorely missed. I think the only area where maybe he underperformed was creativity and goal celebrations, but those goals were always a bonus. So you take the good with the bad. But when this decision came down, it definitely hit me. I'd be lying if I didn't say I shed a tear or two. Amazing guy. Someone who I call a friend. And so, ultimately you want what's best for players with the people you work with. And I think that this ends up being what's best for Chad and his family. So for that, I'm happy. Yeah.
What does it mean to this club that you were able to bring in such a high caliber player, both on and off the field, that he really will go down in MLS history, and the fact that the Sounders will be part of that MLS history with him?
Yeah. I mean, Michelle, I should have probably mentioned how important he's been to Major League Soccer and American soccer generally. But look, his legacy, he will leave a massive impact, and ultimately, we get to know all sort of the inside scoop and stories and how he was as a human being. But he also helped us win 3 ginormous trophies that are so important to the history and what a club accomplishes, what a sports franchise does. So on the field, massive impact, and then off the field, you all have interacted with him day to day for over the course of time, and just know what a gentle giant he is, and what a caring individual he is, and an important member of our community. So couldn't be more proud to have had him here, and I know the people in Columbus feel the same way. His 10 years there. Just a huge loss to our league. He'll I've already seen the calls for renaming the trophy the Chad Marshall Defender of the Year award. So,
what do we got to do to get that done?
I guess I need to lobby with my peers in the league. Landon had his supporters, so I need to start a lobbying effort.
I've heard a lot of stories about him: cartwheels, nudity, and practical jokes. What is your favorite kind of story about him?
Yeah, I was thinking about whether there was an individual time, and I think I have to. It was more of a over time. So I usually sort of hunch down towards the back of the locker room and listen to whether it was pregame, halftime, after the game, try and stay out of people's sight. But Chad was always the locker right adjacent to me. And after every game, I just remember him being absolutely shattered. Just not able to even hold himself up, just because he was so exhausted from what he put into the game. And that I remember feeling this, pride and appreciation for knowing that he left it all on the field every single time he went out there, and he cared so much about his team and what he was able to do. So, there are little bits here and there, whether it's a championship parade and some of his his things on stage and things like that, but really that's the thing that I remember most clearly is being next to him after just about every game.
The Chad trade was one of your last transactions as general manager. What do you remember about that process, and did you expect him to come in and be such a cornerstone to the defense and the team?
Well, look, as I was general manager, Ziggy and I were super collaborative in that process. He had obviously more relationships and history with Columbus, so we were in communication. But really, the credit goes to Ziggy for the idea, the process, and the execution of getting that deal done. I expected Chad to be a quality defender for the Sounders, but you never anticipate the kind of impact that he was able to have. So, but shortly after his arrival, it was clear that he was going to be a massive part of the club, and again, he could have won Defender of the Year basically every year he was here. I think they just gave it to other defenders to make them feel good and not have Chad win it 15 years in a row. But I mean, the dude could play, and he was so good at so many things that a lot of times you'll have a defender that's maybe really good in the air and maybe a good tackler, but maybe not so good with the ball, not as much of a communicator. Maybe they don't read the game as well, but he just did so many things well that I think that and given his size and his sneaky pace, once he got going, he had decent pace. All those qualities together just made him such a good player on the team, and then we were able to complement him with obviously quality defenders along the way that paired with him well.
Adrian, knowing Chad in a personal level as well as a player, do you believe that he is going to want to be continually involved with the team, with the club, after his time as a player?
You should ask Chad that. I don't have any immediate indication that he is, rearing to go as a coach or a ticket salesperson or some other role. And it's pretty fresh, so I'm assuming that it'll take some time for him to figure out what his next step is.
And how important is it for this club as a value to work with the player, back him up while he's playing, then when he retires, he makes that decision to back him up as he goes into this next chapter of his life?
Yeah, I don't know whether, I guess it's a club thing, a team thing, but it's really just how you treat people, right? I mean, I would hope that whether it's a sports franchise or a media outlet or a giant technology company, you treat people well while they're here, and you treat them well when they decide to move on. You wish them the best. But certainly, someone who's been with the organization as long as he has and done as much as he has for the club, we want to support him in whatever that next move is, and make sure he knows how much the club, the league, the fans, American soccer appreciates him.